All right, for our next case study, we are going to take a look at an 18-year-old female, 18-year-old daughter, where an individual is looking to just build up cash value for their child to put them in the same or similar position that they presently are in as a parent. So we run into this quite a bit often where individuals take out large cash value life insurance policies for themselves and they say, man, I wish I would have known about this when I was younger. I wish I would have started a policy way back when. That way I'd have all this money just continuously compounding for me. Safe, liquid, tax-free area to position money. But no one ever told me, or I was pitched on whole life, but man, it didn't look good. It just looked horrible and took forever to break even. So what if I could start a policy on my child now? They're entering the workforce, but I don't want them to have control of it. I, the parent, want to own the policy. And my pure goal is long-term savings. So what we're going to look at as far as the funding is concerned here, 18-year-old female here, funding a policy with $10,000 per year for 30 years. So funding a policy for a long duration of time will often work with individuals. One that comes to mind is he funds a policy for his child who was 17 when he first started for 30 years at $50,000 per year, 50. Now, the child does not have control of that cash value, is not the owner of the policy. The parent has some significantly sized cash value life insurance policies for himself and his wife, but he looks at this and says, okay, I'm gonna put a large amount of money in here that I, as the parent, have access to this policy. This could be a good option if you as a parent perhaps have health issues or are uninsurable for whatever reason. You can own a policy on another family member. So we're looking at $10,000 per year going in for 30 years. The policy design, we're going to spend a little bit more time on this, where we always talk about where is the money going, especially if I want access to it or just want to see it as far as an asset on the balance sheet, whether that's personal or business, right off the bat. So money can go where? Toward the premium piece or the PUA piece. How this policy is designed is as follows. We have $1,000 per year going towards the premium. This is a traditional life insurance policy where the cash value, we see nothing of that premium show up in cash value in the first and second year. A little bit shows up, but it's a very small percentage. There is a term insurance rider attached. This is a 1-year term rider, which you will see the cost disclosed over time as well. But then we've got everything else, approximately 90%, it's about 88% because a small portion goes towards the term, is allocated towards PUAs, which in respect to our cash value, we see show up right away. Now the purpose of this term rider, this 1-year term insurance rider, is to push the death benefit up in the most cost-effective method. And if your response is, hey, the death benefit's not really a concern for an 18-year-old, well, remember that the death benefit has a direct relationship to the MEC limit. This again is the measuring stick that the IRS uses to determine if a life insurance policy is considered life insurance in their eyes or a pure taxable investment. So how we design this policy is really for the minimum death benefit. This way their cost, the actual cost of insurance, is as low as we can squeeze it, and then plowing everything else toward the cash value. We still want this policy classified as a non-MEC, still as life insurance in the viewpoint of the IRS. So we want to be familiar with their limits as the agent and then set the policy up properly for you, the consumer. So long-term cash accumulation, 1090 split with 1-year term rider. This particular company allows us to go as aggressive as 1090, meaning a 10% minimum premium. That is as low as this particular company will allow us to go. And we disclose companies and information in our membership program, which you can join on our YouTube channel if you're not a part of it already. So here, $1,000 base premium. So anytime I see money going into a life insurance policy, my question, if I'm the consumer, if I'm buying a policy And cash accumulation is a goal of mine, is where is my money going? Because again, it can go toward premium, the term rider, or PUAs. Those are the two main areas, premium or PUA. Premium dollars, first and foremost, buy me a death benefit. Nothing shows up, or very, very little shows up in cash value in the first and second year. And you can see that reflected in the cash value. So I've got my $1,000 base premium. I've got my term cost of $140 right off the bat. Net out of pocket $10,000. What this means, what it represents, is everything above the premium and the term cost all was directed towards PUAs. So year one, I pay in $10,000 total. I have $8,600 in cash value right off the bat. Why it's a little bit less? Nothing of the premium shows up. I've got the term rider cost. I also have a PUA fee as well. If you'd like more information on that, let us know. We've got some private videos, and they're in our membership program as well, that just provide full disclosure on that. So $10,000 going in. Year one, the biggest chunk eaten out of that $10,000 payment is that base premium. Same thing year two, where I pay in $10,000 and the cash value does not grow by $10,000. Grows by about $9,000. I'm not getting my full payment back. However, year three, I pay in $10,000. How much does my cash value grow by? $10,000 plus another $100. The main reason why is my base premium. This is a traditional old school whole life insurance product. That minimum premium is now coming back to work for me. So what we have done is minimized the insurance premium up front, squeezing that premium as low as we can to beef up our cash value more so, based off of my desired cash flow of $10K per year. But this way I could minimize the upfront pain and still reap the long-term benefits. So let's look at this over time. Oh man, year five, just about there. We've paid in 50. We're at 49,745. Year six, we are positive. Time keeps on passing. Now, term rider cost, we want to fully disclose that in this example. We always hear so much noise around this, like, oh, the term rider gets so expensive over time. If you haven't had a chance to view our 1 year term rider, it's OYT, full transparency video. We go through not only the term costs like you see here, but also the guarantees. And with a term rider like this, the company does reserve the right to increase the term cost on these riders. However, if we are minimizing the base premium, even at the guarantees in an absolute worst case scenario, you'll find that it often makes sense to go with this rider because it nets us more cash value at the end of the day. We have a stronger net internal rate of return, stronger cash values, which does what? Gives us the ability to access more of our cash values for opportunities, for retirement income, whatever it might be. And this is fun stuff. So as time passes, continue to pump in $30,000 per year. I'm sorry, $10,000 per year for 30 years. That's where I got the 30 from. So we've paid in a total of what? $300,000. What's my cash value? Just about 600. So almost doubled over 30 years. Now if we're comparing this to other investments like the stock market, real estate, whatever it might be, this won't be that attractive. Really, at its core, a whole life insurance policy is a safe, liquid, tax-free area to position money that's going to produce somewhere in this neighborhood. And it kind of is what it is. We used to state it does much stronger than this because historically it has. However, in the very, very low interest rate environment we're in right now, and companies anticipating that dividend rates are going to remain low for at least another 10 years, that's where we're going to peg this net internal rate of return, the net performance, a bit more conservative, rather than state, hey, historically we have policies that have done between 5 and 7%, expect that. If someone told me that and it didn't do it, then I'm upset. As opposed to, let's say I set it conservative at 4%, that's what I'm hoping it does, tax-free with no risk, not tied to the market at all, and then it does a little bit better, I love it, sounds good. As opposed to the opposite where, hey, I'm hoping it does 6% and then only does 4%, then I'm not that happy. Expectations is key. Just be upfront and transparent with people. Look at the guarantees as well. So pay nothing in, nothing out of pocket after year 30, have the option to continue to do so, but look at that cash value continue to grow. Now, one thing I want to highlight here, because this is a topic that always comes up, at age 50, what does my cash value grow by? About $30,000. That's the net gain, $624,000 to $654,000. So you have a $30,000 gain. In bold, I'm going to circle in red here, is the dividend that was applied the prior year. So the dividend was $7,600. The dividend rate for this company is 6% for 2021. So why is my cash value growing by $30,000 and my dividend, when the company declares the dividend rate of 6%, only displaying $76.65? Like, where's that cash value growth coming from? This question comes up quite a bit. A lot of times people look at it and wonder it and say, okay, like, all right, I'm not going to ask, but I am curious about it. I used to be like that because I was introverted and didn't want to ask questions. So anyway, the reason why is when we see a dividend column on a life insurance policy, this company's guaranteed rate is 4%. Anytime we see a dividend column, that is the declared surplus, which is the difference between a company's guaranteed rate, in this case 4%, and their dividend of 6%, which would be 2%. That's what this dividend column represents. Another way to put it, the guarantee of 4% is not reflected in that column. We'd have to back it out of the total cash value growth here, or at a cash value growth column, which you can do fairly easy. You could also say, okay, I don't care about any of that. What's my net cash value growth? And there we go. Just look at the cash value column. That's our money column. And then we've got the death benefit, paid out income tax-free. So now, as a parent, we've funded this policy for 30 years. Our daughter's approaching age 50, and she's got $2.5 million in life insurance. That's significant. They have a tax-free death benefit for their family. She may elect to continue to pump money into this to leave a legacy to the next generation and continuously doing so. A lot of people do that with life insurance, but if she doesn't, look at the bucket of cash she has over time. So a great vehicle to use for minors, our children, starting young, if we have the means and desire to hyper-fund a policy, whether it's for a long period of time or a short period of time, a lot of good can be done with this. So know this had a decent amount of information. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you have any questions, reach out anytime. And as always, I hope this helps. Hey guys, Steve Parisi here. If you enjoyed the content you just saw, please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for future videos. If you'd like more information or to see some custom policies for yourself, feel free to call or email our offices at the contact information below.